Mass Effect walkthrough. We are still here on Virmire, and I believe this is video number 3. So if we get lost, we do have a map that I don't think I've shown very often. I showed it briefly there, and it also gives you the objectives of the places we want to destroy, like the satellite uplink tower, which I already blew up, and then I think the fuel tank is next. And then over to our left-ish is actually going to be the direction that we want to go. And it's going to be kind of an annoying fight. Actually, I think I got pretty close to dying, or maybe I just am remembering it from another playthrough. But there's going to be a couple of Krogan and some snipers, and that's just something we've dealt with already. It's not really too big of a deal. And there's all these Geth assault drones that are going to come down here. The cover is not that great, and even when you use it, it's still not that great. So we're kind of out in the open, and our teammates just love to shoot the walls because they are super useful in this game. Just really the best teammates you'll ever have. Hallie looks like she finally took a little bit of training there. And then there we go, we got some Geth flyers as well, and that was still +2 Paragon, so this really just might be a couple of Paragon that you can't avoid. But as I said in the previous video, I messed up my Renegade playthrough on Virmire in Mass Effect 1. So by the end of this video, I'm going to end up resolving myself to sticking to Renegade, and you'll see that once we get to the Asari. There's going to be a Solarian, and then another choice before that I do that ends up being pretty Paragon. After that though, once we meet the Asari, I'm just pretty much pure Renegade from that point on. I'm like refixing myself. I'm like, okay, we're doing Renegade and that's it. And same in Mass Effect 2, I choose nothing that remotely relates to Paragon in Mass Effect 2. So I was right. Excuse me there. I was right. We are getting really close to dying because I got walloped by a sniper and then picked apart by a Krogan. And I need to wait for my stupid Medigel to regenerate, I think is what I'm doing here. So the cool thing about the Mass Effect 1 guns is, as far as I know, they have no damage fall off. So I really can just shoot from this far, and that circle is where the bullets are going to fall into. And it gets wider, obviously, as the gun heats up, but the pistols are just like semi-auto snipers in this dang game, so I was kind of hoping I could shoot the guy that was over there, but I couldn't, and I can finally get my Medigel here, and I think we did kill the sniper. I managed to sneak in a quick save, so I think we did kill the sniper, and all that's left is that Krogan warrior, yes, and we blast him away and managed to kill him before he can regenerate. Oh no, I did not kill, oh that's another Krogan warrior, okay. So I'm going to try to throw some biotics, but it's pretty wonky trying to use those in this game. If you can get them dead on the enemy, they will hit, but even if it's like around a tiny corner, it'll hit the corner and think that you hit the box. And then on the left side in this area, there's one crate. So not really worth coming over here, but that's good items to sell. And keep in mind, your inventory does fill up. I think you have like 150 slots or something in this game, so try your best to sell those when you go to the Citadel, because it's really annoying when you lose out on all that money. If your inventory is full. You can always reduce extra items to Omnigel, and then you can just pay for Omnigel to do these hacks if you want to. It's kind of up to you. Alright, so another topic about Renegade I think I kind of want to briefly brush over before we get to the point where I made another Renegade mistake. It's just kind of surprising to me, as many times as I've played Mass Effect, this game still makes me feel bad about making unhappy decisions. So there's going to be a small NPC dialogue here in a second once we get to that airbase security control.
We've got access to base security. Should be able to cut the alarms from here. Might even be able to trigger alarms on the far side of the base. It'll clear out the guards for us, but it might be too much for the Solarian teams to handle. Just disable the alarms. We can handle any guards inside.
So I didn't think I would get that much Paragon for saying help them, but I wanted the extra experience from killing these enemies. So that was kind of a selfish reason in a way, but the game didn't see it that way. So the Renegade would have been to just let them deal with the extra enemies, and if you choose that option, there's not too many enemies inside of here. So as I was saying before, this game, despite, you know, being known for not having a whole lot of choice in the long run, I mean, everyone does wind up getting the same story, you get the same ending, you get kind of the same major plots. as anybody else, but still, despite that, I think this Mass Effect is just one of the best games with choices that make me feel bad about making those choices. And even today, for as many times as I've played this game through, I still feel bad when I pick Renegade, and I was kind of starting to feel it with Virmire. That's why I was kind of picking the other options. I didn't want to make these NPCs unhappy at me. And I, again, am sort of realizing this is a Renegade playthrough, I need to stick to that, so from now on, almost from now on, we have to still talk to the Solarian in the prison below us. From that point onward, I will be going Renegade again. So I just briefly showed my character build, nothing really special or even optimized by any stretch of the imagination, but I have all my weapons maxed out. I have Intimidate maxed out, I think Spectre Training was maxed out, or it's pretty close. And by that point, it's just kind of do whatever you want. The bionics are fun, but I think it's more important to get your weapons, and maybe even Vanguard, if you are a Vanguard like I am. Get like your class training, get that stuff maxed out before you do the fun biotics. So the Krogan we need to kill, I might be talking over him here, so sorry about that. The Krogan, the scientist, is actually going to be inside of here, and he's going to be charging us pretty quickly, and there's just a regular scientist. There he is. And there's going to be some husks that might pop out and attack us, and husks are really no big deal. We can knock them over just like the Thorians if we need to, but these guys for some reason are just super weak, and I don't know what I'm waiting on. Oh, my gun's overheated, so I think someone smacked me with a biotic spell that overheats weapons, and the best thing to do right here is just to switch weapons, which I eventually do. It will unheat itself eventually, but it takes a long time. So we'll get rid of that scientist, and then we can destroy the genophage research data. Actually, that's kind of the ultimate end goal of this, isn't it? Yeah, that may or may not have been a spoiler, whatever. And, let me think of what else I may need to say on this video. I don't think there's a whole lot more. There's going to be a whole lot of dialogue, so we're going to be talking to a Solarian who's in the cells beneath us, and we get to him by taking the elevator. And then we continue on, we'll end up talking to an Asari, and then I think we go straight into the near end of Virmire after that. So I think the rest of the video is just dialogue. I'm going to stop here, and I'll see you in the next one.
Well, you're not a Gath, and you're not wearing a lab coat. I guess I'm glad to see you. Lieutenant Gonto Imnes of the 3rd Infiltration Regiment, captured during recon. I assume the fleet was called in to destroy the base?
Everyone here is indoctrinated. You might be working for Saren.
My whole team was altered, but I was left alone as a control subject. I still have my senses, although I almost wish I didn't. I watched good people reduced to mindless husks. There wasn't anything left. Others died during the experiments. I envy them.
Do you know anything about the experiments they were conducting?
They were studying indoctrination. Symptoms, progress. Saren uses it to control his people, but I don't think he fully understands it. I don't know much else. I just saw what it did to the others. Turned them into empty husks. I can't end up like that, please. Let me out.
I'm opening your cell, but then you're on your own.
Don't look back and hope to outrun the blast, A better chance than I had before you showed up. Thank you, human. And good luck. You'll need it.
shoot! Please, I just want to get out of here before it's too late.
Everyone in this place is trying to kill me.
Do I look like a soldier? I'm a neurospecialist, and this job isn't worth dying over. Or worse. You think the indoctrination only affects prisoners? Sooner or later, Saren will want to dissect my brain too.
Give me one reason I should help you.
I can help you. This elevator behind me goes to Saren's private lab. I can get you in. See? Full access. All of Saren's private files. Are we good? Can I go?
What were you studying here?
It's that ship, Sovereign. It emits some kind of signal. Undetectable, but it's there. I've seen the effects. Saren uses it to influence his followers, to control them. It's called indoctrination. Direct exposure to the signal turns you into a mindless slave, like the Solarian test subjects. But there's collateral damage, too.
What do you mean by collateral damage?
Sovereign's signal is too strong. Spend too much time near the ship and you feel it, like a tingle at the back of the skull. It's like a whisper you can't quite hear. You're compelled to do things, but you don't know why. You just obey. Eventually, you just stop thinking for yourself. It happens to everyone at the facility. My first test subject was the man I replaced. Now I just want to get out of here before it happens to me.
Why is Saren researching this? Isn't he the one controlling it?
The signal comes from the ship. It makes us obey Saren, but I don't think he controls it. Not exactly. I think he's scared it might be affecting him. Indoctrination is subtle. By the time the effects become noticeable, it's usually too late.
Tell me more about this signal.
Signal's not exactly the right word. There's some kind of energy field emanating from the ship. It changes thought patterns. Over time, days, maybe a week, it weakens your will. You become easier to manipulate and control, but it's a degenerative condition. There's a balance between control and usefulness. The less freedom a subject maintains, the less capable it becomes.
You conducted brutal experiments on helpless test subjects. You helped Saren. You don't get to live.
I just did what I was told. I didn't have a choice. I'm sorry.
Sorry doesn't help your victims.
No! No!
Commander, look over here. It's an